Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Shanatata bi Tehorai, Atavarata, Atayitzarta, Atanefachta bi. V'ata mishamra b'kirbi. Elohai, Elohai, neshama, shanatata bi tehorai. Elohai, Elohai, neshama, shanatata bi tehorai.
Good Shabbos, everyone. For those who are joining us online, our prayer book, The Fifth Direction, can be found from shirshalom.org or our YouTube link there, and you can download that so you can follow along with our service. It's always nice that we can come together as a community and know who we're sitting with and who we're watching with as well. So you can wave to someone here with us in the sanctuary, introduce yourself, but if you're online as well, you can greet one another, tell us where you're watching from, and even give a shout out in the chat there on YouTube to Matilda, to our bat mitzvah. Wish her a mazel tov and send her some love, so when she gets to watch this video in the future, she'll know, oh wow, you were there. I was part of it. It's awesome. In the 13th year of a young woman's life, she has the privilege and responsibility to read from Torah for the first time and teach her congregation from that which she has read. More than just reading Torah and Haftarah, we ask our students to lead us in worship on Shabbat. So more than what occurs on this day, they know the prayers of our people, they know they belong, are part of a much larger and greater community. So on this Shabbos morning, it's our honor to call to the Bima to become bat mitzvah Matilda Grace Mountain. Matilda is the daughter of Sarah and Brett Mountain, the sister of Sadie and Milo, the granddaughter of Randy and Mark Crewman, and Michelle and Gary Ferris, and the great-granddaughter of Carol and Marvin Kaufman, as well as of Florence and Martin Crewman of blessed memory, and Marjorie and Leon Schaefer of blessed memory. And so we call Matilda up to our bima now to lead us in worship on this Shabbos morning.
We turn to page 63 and begin our service. We read responsively. It is good to give thanks to God, to sing praises to your name, to tell of your love in the morning, and to sing of your faithfulness at night. Playing an instrument of 10 strings, sounding the lute and stroking the harp. Your works have made me rejoice, and your glories move me to sing. How great are your works, O God, how profound your designs. The insensitive will never appreciate your creations, nor will the fool understand life's meaning. The wicked may flourish like grass, and the evil may multiply, but they are all doomed to failure. But you, O eternal, shall be exalted forever. All shall proclaim that Adonai is just. Let every living being bless your name, and let every spirit glorify our God forever. Throughout all time we have no ruler but you, our God. We guide the world with love and touch each of your creations with care and kindness. You neither slumber nor sleep. You cause the speechless to utter words and the wrongly imprisoned to go free. You support the fallen, heal the sick, and rise up the lonely. To you alone we give thanks. We turn to page 65 and rise for the call to worship. Baruch et Adonai Havarach. Praise be to God, to whom all praise is due. Baruch Adonai Havarach leolam va'ed. Praise be to God, to whom all praise is due, now and forever.
Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam Yotzei or uvarei hoshe osei shalom uvarei et hakol. Hamayil la'at v'ladarim alecha b'rahamim uvtuvo mehadesh behol yom tamid ma'aseh v'rishit. Praise be the eternal our God, ruler of the world, who makes light to shine and darkness to descend upon us. God has taught us the meaning of peace and shapes all things that we touch. With compassion, God gives the earth light and renews the work of creation day by day. Marabu Mahasecha Adonai, Kulam Bechokma Asita Mal'ah, Ha'at Kinyanecha Titbarach Adonai Eloheinu Al Shiva Ma'aseh Yadecha V'hal Yom Rei Or She'asita Yefa'arucha Selah Or Hadash Al Tzion Ta'ir V'nizkei Kulanu Meheva Le'ovo Baruch Atah Adonai Yotzer Hamevo. How great are your works, O God! In wisdom you make them all. The earth is filled with your creations. For the glow of the stars and the work of your hands, let all your creations give you praise. Shine a new light upon Zion, that we may swiftly merit its radiance. Blessed be the eternal maker of the morning light. Great is your love for us, abiding your compassion. Our ancestors trusted in you, and you taught them how to value life. Be gracious now to us, and with kindness guide us with your understanding, so that we might both learn and teach the laws of truth. Baruch atah Adonai habo'er ba'amo Yisrael ba'ahava. Blessed is our God, who in love has chosen Israel to be a people. As we recite the watchword of our faith, Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha. V'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shivnantam levanecha v'divota bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha b'vderech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvish'alecha. Lema'an tizkeru v'asitam et kol mitzvotai v'itam kedoshim le'eloheham ani Adonai Eloheham Asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem. You shall love the Eternal your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Set these words which I command you this day upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand, and they shall be a symbol before your eyes. Write them on the doorpost of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. You consecrate yourself to your God. I, the Eternal, am your God, who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I, the Eternal, am your God. These enduring words have been a lamp unto our feet and a light unto our path. Faith and choice bring understanding to the soul and sensitivity to the heart. In all times and places, our God has been a part of our lives. Our God has been our rock and our help. We watched God's wonders when we went free from Egypt. When slavery's chains were broken, we witnessed it. May those who have the faith to believe also have the wisdom to be kind. O God, in whom we have all hope, we glorify your name now as our people have praised you throughout history.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefene, nora tehilot osefene. Adonai yimloch, Adonai yimloch leolam vaed. Tzor Yisrael, koma b'ezrat Yisrael, ufedech in omecha Yehuda v'Yisrael. Go eleinu Adonai tzevaot shemo, Kadosh Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael.
We turn to page 71 and rise for the Amidah. We pray silently, either following the words of our prayer books or those our hearts might prompt. Tifta ufi agitehilatecha. Eternal God, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch hu Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei El Hagadol Hagibor Vanava El Elyon Gomer Hasadim Tovin Vikone Hakol Vizoher Hasteyavot Ve'imahot Umevi Geula Livne Vinehem Lima'an Shemo Ba'ahava Melehotze Umashia Umagain Baruch Ata Adonai Magain Avaham Ve'ezrat Seva Atagi Bor Le'olam Adonai Mehaye Hakol Ata Vav Lehoshia Morid Hatal Mechalkel Hayim Behesed Mehaye Hakol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Berofei Holim Umatir Asurim Kayem Emunato Lishene Afar Michamocha Baal Givurot Umidomech Lach Melech Memit Hayem Matmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman Emet L'chachayot Hakol Baruch Ata Adonai Mehoye Hakol. Eternal is your power, O God. You are mighty to save. You rain dew upon us. In love you sustain the living. In the multitude of your mercies you preserve all. You uphold the faith and heal the sick. Free the captive and keep faith with your children in death as in life. Who is like you? Who is your equal? Author of life and death, source of salvation. Blessed is the eternal God, source of life. We sanctify your name on earth, even as your holiness is proclaimed, in heavens above and throughout time and space. In the words of the prophet Isaiah we say, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. Fullness of the whole earth is God's glory.
Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzevaot, Melech ol haaretz kevodo, Baruch kavod Adonai mimakomo, Yimloch Adonai le'olam, Elohai ich Zion, Ledor vador, Hallelujah.
To all generations we will make known your greatness, and to all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed is the Adonai, the holy God. Please be seated. Our God and God of our ancestors, accept our rest as a sacrifice of time and space. Let us share in your world by celebrating creation day by day. Purify our hearts so that we may be honest and upright, forgiving and compassionate. Blessed are you, O God of truth, who helps us to make the Sabbath a part of our life and heritage of joy. Look with favor, O God, upon our people, Israel, and receive our prayers with love. May it be your will to accept our worship and our deeds. Blessed are you, who alone we serve in reverence. Eternal source of the good, we thank you for the numberless gifts and blessings that fill our days, for life itself and its endless variety, for all the sustained body and mind, for love and friendship, for the light of senses, and for the excellence of your Torah, which depends our life and enriches our days. Help us, O God, to work for a just comparison to society where all may share your gifts in the joy of freedom. For all of this, your name shall be blessed and praised forever.
ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת מקדשי שביעי שבת כולם יספעו ואיתם גם טובך שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת זכר למעשה וראשית שבת זכר למעשה וראשית שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת.
Those who keep the Sabbath and call it in a delight shall rejoice in your majesty. All who hallow the seventh day shall find happiness in your goodness. This day is Israel's festive of spirits, sanctified and blessed by you, the most precious of days, a symbol of the joy of creation.
שים שלום, טובה וברכה, חן וחסד ורחמים עלינו ועל כל ישראל. עמך, עמך, ברכנו, ברכנו אבינו כולנו כאחד. ברכנו, ברכנו אבינו באור פניך. שים שלום, טובה וברכה, חן וחסד ורחמים עלינו ועל כל ישראל. עמך, עמך.
Grant us peace, your most precious gift, a eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all peoples of the earth. Bless of your country that it may always be a stronghold of peace and its vat among nations. May contentment reign within its borders, health and happiness within its homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship among the inhabitants of all lands, and may it love of your name hallow in every home and every heart. Blessed is the eternal God, source of peace. We continue our service with the reading of Torah on page 78. As our tradition in honor of my bat mitzvah and thanks for the love and the kindness, I call upon my mom, my dad, my grandparents, and my great-grandparents. Please rise.
אין כמוך ואלוהים אדוני ואין כמעשיך מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים וממשלתך בכל דור ודור אדוני מלך אדוני מלך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן אדוני יברך את עמו ושלום.
As your grandparents and great-grandparents come to the middle here and greet you, they couldn't get here fast enough. Did you notice that? Great-grandma places the talis on you. We say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kashem b'tzatav v'tzivanu lahita teif bat tzitzit. Bless you, God, ruler of the universe, who has given us commandments us to wear the talis, the garment of our responsibility, the tradition we inherit from those who stand around us right now. And as you all sort of give her hugs now in a distance. Oh. I'm not getting involved in this one. Turn to the grandpa. Yeah, they go, oh, it's all good. Okay, we'll come back to you guys in a moment. Come on up, kiddo.
All right. Oh, yeah, you can hold that. Hey there. Matilda. Here's the thing. I've been to 1 million of these. I've probably been to more bar and bat mitzvahs than anyone here short of the rabbis and cantor. But this one, as the kids say, hits different. I've got a front row seat this time, and I'm not hiding behind the lens. I'm here in awe of everything you've accomplished and how confidently you read the service. Not surprised, but most definitely proud. And as all parents of a bat mitzvah, we get this chance to say meaningful things to you. I've been awaiting this moment for many, many years. The thing is, I've been struggling to come up with a way to succinctly explain to everyone how special you are. You have so many things about you that I and the people who know you love, and it's hard to put that all into words. However, in all of our planning and replanning again, we stumbled upon a theme for your bat mitzvah that I think might help. In the past few years, and probably earlier than experts would recommend, you have watched and rewatched the TV show Friends. You probably didn't get all the jokes at first, and it led to some awkward moments when we watched certain episodes together. But it quickly became one of your favorite shows. You quote lines from it regularly and can beat anyone, other than Mommy, in a round of Friends trivia. So the natural question is, when anyone brings up Friends, which character are you most like? But for you, I think the amazing part is that I can see a little part of each character, the best parts, in you. You are like Phoebe. You march to your own drum and have a self-confident quirkiness that no one can take away. You also stand up for what you believe and fight for the things that are important to you and are never afraid to tell it like it is. You're also amazingly creative and artistic. You're like Chandler. Your dry sense of humor and touch of sarcasm can always lighten a tense moment. You're like Rachel. Beautiful, of course, but also you have a big heart and you care deeply for those around you. You're like Joey. You're confident, you would do anything for your friends, and can be trusted to keep secrets. You also love a good sandwich. You're like Monica. You are one of the most organized people I know, and you have a work ethic like none other. You have a specific way of doing things, like how your bed should be arranged. You have a competitive side, although it's often with yourself, like how you challenged yourself to read 100 books this year and crushed your goal by August. And you also know how you like things and aren't afraid to express your opinion. You're like Ross. You are incredibly smart and curious and love to learn. You are also affectionate and you love deeply. When things aren't going according to plan, you know how to pivot and problem solve. You're like Janice. Okay, so maybe you aren't like all of the Friends characters. Well, you have all these qualities of each character. You are your own person. You are our Matilda, Tilru. We are so lucky to be your parents. And as you grow into the amazing woman we know you will become, always remember, in the words of the Rembrandts, we'll be there for you, because you're there for us too. We love you.
Matilda, it seems like just last week I was holding you in my arms in Mimi and Papa's living room for your baby naming, and then we blinked, and here we are today. You're doing such a beautiful job this morning. You have so diligently studied and prepared, and we're so proud of everything that you have accomplished. During your baby naming, Rabbi Mike said something that stuck with me these past 13 years. He called you a game changer. Yes, over the past 13 years as parents, we've made mistakes, sometimes making it up as we go along, following your cues, and always having your best interest at heart. But you did more than just change our daily lives. Rabbi Mike called you a game changer that day, not so long ago, because your presence changed all those who love you. You made us into parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, aunts, uncles, great-aunts, and great-uncles. You gave us a greater purpose, increased our joy, and multiplied our love. That day, we named you in loving memory of two of your great-grandmothers, and we expressed to our family and friends that we hoped you would embrace their kind, generous spirit, and you have exhibited that time and again in the way you carry yourself as a daughter, sister, granddaughter, niece, and a friend. That day you were held by three great-grandparents who are no longer here in person, but their love surrounds you today like it does every day. I know how proud they would all be, like we are, to watch you carry on the traditions of our Jewish people, to invest in your Jewish education, your community, and your Jewish identity. We know that you will continue to be a game changer in everything that you do, and we couldn't feel luckier to have a front row seat to it all. Matilda, my wish for you today is that you continue to embrace your Jewish identity always, that you stand up, as you always have, for what is right, that you're never quiet or complacent in the face of injustice, that you always know how loved you are, that you walk with flowers and sunshine, and that you know at your very core that you make the world a better, nicer place just by being you. We love you so much.
Our God and the God of our ancestors, as I stand before this ark, I represent the generations of my people who stood before you, who have lived and died by your law. Give me the wisdom to understand the words that shall be read from your Torah. Endow me with the sensitivity that can make this law a part of my life and lengthen of my days. May your world be a lamp unto our people's feet and a light unto our path, showing us the way to a reality that is true and a life that's righteous. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Our God is one, our God is great, holy is God's name.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד, על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים, על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים.
Our Torah portion this Shabbos is Ha'azinu from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32. And our Bat Mitzvah will be reading those first 12 verses. We found on page 1,556 of the blue Torah commentaries, the Chumashim, that are spread throughout the sanctuary if you'd like to follow along with her. Call upon our first Aliyah to join us on the Bima, Michelle and Gary Ferries, and Carol and Marvin Kaufman, and Taryn D'Amico, the grandparents, great-grandparents, and aunt of our Bat Mitzvah. Yeah, walk together like you guys like each other. It's good. It's good for effect. Come on, Marv, get up there. It's good. 1, 2, 3, go. Baruch Hanayim Barach Le'olam Va'ed.
Ha'azinu hashemayim va'adabera, v'tishma ha'artz im refi, ya'arov kamata liki tizal katal imrati, kesirim alei desha v'hirivim alei esev, ki shem Adonai ekra havo godel le'Eloheinu.
Notain HaTorah. Matilda, if you want to step back and give some air hugs to those people over there, give some love as you guys all love her. Excellent. We trade places now as we call up Randy and Mark Crewman, Elizabeth Crewman, and Benjamin Crewman for our second Aliyah, grandparents, aunt, and uncle of our Bat Mitzvah as well. Ya'amdu Rivka bat Lev and Miriam, Melech Vov ben Matal v'Freda, Elisheva bat Melech v'Rivka, Benjamin Melech v'Rivka, Shenit.
Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Ha'azinu Hatzur ta'amim pa'olo ki hol derakav mishpat el amunah ve'ein avel tzadik v'yashar hu shihet lo banav mumam dor ikesh uf tal tol hal Adonai tigmalu zot am naval v'lo chacham halohu Aviha Keneha Vaihoneneha Zehor Yoma. No. Yeah. Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
And you can step back for a moment, Matilda, and give love to those grandparents too who love you and your aunt and uncle. We call upon our third Aliyah, the very proud parents, Sarah and Brett Mountain. Ya'amdu, Sarah bat Melech Rivka, Herschel Michael ben Mecharachol, Shlishit. Got it.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Hanai Varach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Zehor Yomot Olam Binu Shenot Dor Vador She'al Aviha Vagedeha Zikeneha V'yomeru Lach Behanhel Elyon Goyim Behafrido B'nei Adam Yatsev Givulot Amim Lemispa B'nei Adam Ki Halek Adonai Amo Yaakov Havel Nahalato.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Natan Lanu Torah Emet V'Hayei Olam Natan Eloheinu Baruch Atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
On our fourth Aliyah, our bat mitzvah, our maftir. Ta'amod, Miriam, Gavriela, bat Herschel, Vasaravi, bat mitzvah.
Baruch atah Adonai Havarach.
Baruch Hanai Varach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Havarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bahar Banu Mikol Ta'amim Pa'ol Lanu et Torato Baruch Adonai Notein HaTorah. Yimsa Ehu Be'eretz Midbar Uv Tohu Yaleel Yeshimon Yisovavenhu Yivonanehu Yitzvanhu Keishon Eno Kinesher Yair Kino Al Gozalav Yerohef Yerotza Yifros Kenafav Yikahehu Yisaehu Al Evrato Adonai Badad Yachenu Ve'ein Emo El Necha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Natan Lanu Tovat Emet V'Hayei Olam Natan Eloheinu Baruch atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Drop a Torah, don't worry.
My Torah portion is a love poem that Moses writes to God. Moses talks about how much he loves God and how much God has done for him and the Israelites. Moses tells the Israelites that they haven't been following what God has asked them to do. Moses may be telling them this because he didn't follow God's rules earlier, and now he can't go to the promised land. Moses may be trying to help them. My portion says that Moses is telling the Israelites that they need to start to listen to God and do what he says, or they will be punished. Moses is trying to motivate them so that they can get to go to the promised land and be their best selves. I know that Ha'azinu means listen up. Moses is telling the Israelites to listen up. Maybe this is a message for us today too. In our world now, we all need to listen up and come together. During the pandemic, some people have not been listening to the facts and have chosen not to wear masks because they just don't want to. I think that something we can all learn from my portion is that we all need to listen up and do what we can to keep ourselves and our community safe. We can all learn that we are stronger when we work together for the common good. To me, becoming a bar mitzvah means continuing to be an active member of the Jewish community. I've grown up in a Jewish home, attended shul every year, and celebrated Jewish holidays. For me, becoming a bar mitzvah means continuing to be a part of the Jewish community. In a world where there has been a lot of anti-Semitism, it is even more meaningful because it means I get to show my friends and family that I'm Jewish and proud of it. It is important to me to publicly commit to being Jewish adult and embracing Jewish values, like helping make our world a better place. Tikkun Olam means making our world a better place. For my mitzvah project, I have been collecting books for Pure Heart Foundation. It's a program for kids with incarcerated parents. Repairing the world shouldn't just be part of my mitzvah project, but part of my everyday life. I hope that everyone will listen up and help make our world a better place. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bahar b'nvi'im tovim ve'ratzah v'divreihem ha'ne'emavim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai haboher b'torah uv Moshe avdo uv Yisrael amo uvin v'a ha'emet v'tzedek. My Haftorah comes from 2 Samuel chapter 22. O God rescued me from my enemies so strong, from foes too mighty for me. They attacked me on my day of calamity, but Adonai was my stay. God brought me out of it to freedom. The Lord rescued me because God was pleased with me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, tzor kol ha'olamim, tzadik behol, hadarot ha'el, ha'ne'eman, ha'omer, ve'oseh, ha'mdaber, kayem, shekol, devarav, emet v'tzedek. Al ha'torah ve'al hanvodah ve'al hanvi'im tovim yom ha'shabbat hazeh shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu likdusha ve'limnucha lechavod ultif avet al hakol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lach vahim ota yitbarach shimha befi kol chai tamid leolam va'ed baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat.
In the presence of the Torah, our thoughts turn to those in need of healing and strength. Our prayers of Mishiberach. I think of those in our congregation, our friends, our family, and our community who we connect with at this time. And just as Torah has been a source of strength and hope for our people for thousands of years, so does it continue to be so for us today. Mishiberach, Awatenu, Avraham, Yitzhak, v'Yaakov, v'Imotenu, Sarav, Kolei, Rachel, Hu Yirech et Cholim.
We turn to page
מקור הברכה לאמותינו. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal
turn to page 89, and I invite Milo and Sadie to join me on the bima, and please rise. Havu godel le lohenu utnu havod la tova. Let us declare the greatness of our God and give honor to the Torah. Yehalelu at Shem Adonai ki niskav shemo ledvado. Let us praise God's name for all it is exalted above.
Hodo al eretz v'shamayim vayarem keren li'amo tehila lechol chasidav livnei Yisrael am kerovo. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Tovat Adonai temima meshivat nafesh. Edut Adonai ne'ema makimat peti. The law of our God is perfect, restoring the soul. The testimony of the Eternal is sure, making wise the simple. Pikude Adonai Yeshavim Misem He Lev Mitzvat Adonai Bava Me'ivat Einaim. The precepts of our God are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Eternal is clear, enlightening the eyes. Yivat Adonai Tehovah Omedet La'ad Mishpete Adonai Emet Tzadku Yachdav. The presence of our God is pure, enduring forever. The judgments of the Eternal are true and righteous altogether. Ki lecha tov natati lahem tovati al ta'azovu. Behold, I have given you a good doctrine, my Torah. Do not forsake it.
Eitz chayimei lama chaziki ba v'tomechea meushar derachea darchei noam v'chol netivotea shalom.
Please be seated.
That was so much more difficult than it needed to be. I know. I invite up your grandparents to join us now on the bima as they stand behind you all for this blessing, and your great-grandparents, as well as Elizabeth and Ben and Leah and Taryn, your aunts and uncles, to come and join us as well as you're surrounded by this beautiful family.
Matilda, first, on behalf of our Board of Trustees, on behalf of all of us, we get to say what an awesome job you did today. And we get to present you with some gifts for doing such a wonderful job and all of the hard work that you've done. From our Board of Directors, they've purchased a new set of Mishkan HaNefesh for you, our new High Holiday Prayer Book that we'll get to use in a year from now, that'll have your name engraved on them. From our Brotherhood, they've planted a tree in Israel for you, so that our hope is that one day you'll travel to Israel and be able to see that tree that has been planted and get to stay a little longer than your parents did when they were on the teen mission as well. And from our sisterhood, from Lev Belev, they have given you your first year of youth group dues, so that as you talked about continuing to be a part of the Jewish community, they want, and we want that to continue as well, and look forward to inviting you to be a part of SISTE your freshman year in high school. On behalf of us, I get to say and share some other congratulations to you, and to say really what a wonderful job you did today. But I think, as your parents said, that's exactly what we expected. Because you're somebody who the entire time, whenever we've asked you to do something, you've always done it. We always knew that we'd never have to ask again to get something from you. That you put the hard work in and it paid off. Great job. Part of that also could be just a comfort that we got to see in you today. Your parents talked about that confidence, and I think my favorite was during Vashamru when you started to sway along, as did your parents, and do a little bit of dancing up here. And I think it's emblematic of what this means to you and what this place means to you. That here you have behind you 4 generations. You're part of 4 generations standing on this bima who have made this place home. And watching you today, clearly we see that for you as well. That this is a place that you're comfortable, that's home, that you're surrounded by family, by friends, and we always want it to be that way for you as well. You know, for me, I think the first time we got to meet was at your naming in your Mimi and Papa's house. And that's, I think, when we first noticed that your mom and grandmother were spitting images of each other as we looked at the photo that we saw on the wall. And we could see you in there as well as we do that. But from your baby naming to backyard birthdays that we got to attend, to being a part of all sorts of other events in your family's lives, being able to watch you grow has been incredible. And it really, today, is a wonderful celebration of the wonderful young woman who you've become. Somebody who does have that confidence, that comfort, somebody who cares about the people around her, somebody who brings light into our world. You talked about your Torah portion where it says, give ear, heed, listen, and you talked about how we need to listen to our world. But there's another action that I think you do really well at in addition to listening, and that's seeing. Because you have an incredible eye for how our world is. You see the beauty that's within it, and you bring more beauty to it too. And you do that in the way that you engage your family, in the way that you engage friends, that you bring people in to be a part of your circle, that you make this place and other places more comfortable. It's a blessing that you have. One of your many blessings that we got to see growing up, that we saw last year online as you participated in Shorish, and that you were engaging and participating and always had your hand up or willing to share. And when you didn't have your hand up and we called on you, you were always prepared and willing to share as well. Those are just some of the things that we love about who you are. And we ask that God continue to share those blessings with you.
Until only God can bless. What we ask is that through our connections, we bring God a little more into our world, and there's so many connections that you can feel right now. You know, many, many moons ago in March, I think it was, of 1995, 2 special people became a bar and a bat mitzvah. Thank God they didn't belong to the same synagogue back then, because they could do it simultaneously, one in Huntington Woods and one here in West Bloomfield in an office building. But fortunately, your father brought your mother over here to the dark side and joined all of that family that's a part of Temple Shir Shalom, including your mom's family as well. So many things have happened as a part of our community that have been a part of your life, your parents' lives, your siblings, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, from, you know, your dad being an officer in our youth group for so many years, to your mom and dad being staff members on Teen Mission and going on Teen Mission, to, you know, their wedding being right where you're standing right now, where they became husband and wife, to your great-grandparents' wedding blessing of 50 years of joy in their lives when you ask God to bless them. All the same words I want to say to you. Right? All these moments of life, that's a part of it that you're connected to as well. And the same words that we said when we got to hold you 13 years ago. I think it was our first baby naming we had ever done together as well, the 2 of us. So it's good that you're here showing us what we hoped for then came true, and that we're still doing this as a couple. So that's really nice. But, so as much as bat mitzvah is all about this reality and the circle that surrounds you of love and pride and goodness and joy, it's really all about you, because you've brought us all together in this moment now To celebrate all the things that those of us who are a lot older can have that perspective on, but also to celebrate all the things that we see that are so good and blessed about you, like Rabbi shared. And so that's what we want to see in our world continue on. That's what we hope for, and to say, yeah, we're proud of you because not just what you did today, but because of who you are and what you always bring into our world and what you make so special in life. That's something that we're excited to see for years into the future, because I know with the examples around you, you will go to Israel with us as a teen. You will be a part of Shir Shalom Temple Youth. You will be a youth group board member. You will continue to lead and be responsible and a light to so many people. We're counting on that. It's not that much pressure. But that's something that makes it special for us, that we get to share in moments like that, and to share this blessing, the same words we shared with you when you were first born.
יברכך אדוני וישמרך.
Matilda, may God bless you, may God protect you.
יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונך.
May God shine upon you, and may God shine through you.
יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום.
Matilda, may God always be a part of who you are. Give me that perspective that is truly yours, that sees the world so good and with so much potential. To have all the blessings you hope for in life, to have gesund, health, parnassus, success, whenever you do. Have nachas from kinder, joy from children as your parents, grandparents, great-grandparents feel. And most of all, may you have shalom, may you have peace in your heart and your mind. May you help bring more peace into our world. And we say, Amen.
לדור ודור נגיד גודלך. לדור ודור we protect this chain from generation to generation. Lidor vador, our lips will praise your name.
We continue with our concluding prayers as we rise together and open our prayer books to page 91.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
Nothing can fill the emptiness that a death leaves behind. Those who are no longer a physical presence are still alive within our thoughts and our words. Their memories are only a part of the picture. So long as we recall their presence, then their warmth, their friendship, their heart, mind, and thought are still within our soul. We honor and cherish the ones we love by living our lives to the fullest. So on this Shabbat, we think of those friends and family who have been taken from us in these most recent days. Who Shiva, Shloshim, and Shana we mark. Marcy Cleef Dickinson, Jeffrey Emmer, Donald Carmian, William Wasserman, Michael Tauber, Izzy Kleinbard, Gary Alpert, Saul Nussbaum, Joseph DeBruzen, Howard Dubin, Myra Shapiro,
Bernie Murray, Marty Galix, Joseph Katz, Mickey Silverman, Jan Brody, the 7,038 Americans of our armed forces who have been injured, who have been killed in Iraq, Afghanistan, and the surrounding areas to date, and the 662,412 Americans who have lost their lives to the coronavirus. And to their names we add those whose yard sites we mark, those of whose anniversary of passing we lovingly commemorate. Harry Becker, Charles Berman, Robert Allen Berman, Pearl Cohen, Robert Dworman, Hilda Gage, Bud Gallick, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Stephen Goldman, Reuben Golds, David Goodman, Dorothy Goss, Oscar Gray, Miriam Haz, David Hyman, Iz Coffrin, Rena Levy, Alfred Neiser, Dr. William Bill Nemeth, Dr. Gary Rosenblatt, Rabbi Alfred Gottschalk, Samuel Turman, Jerry Zaks, Maida Zuckerman, along with all the names in our hearts and those who have no one to say Kaddish for them. Do we join together as one family, as one community in the immortal words of the Mourner's Kaddish, thanking God for the gift of life on page 96. Yit Gadal, V'yit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah, Ve'almad, Divarach, Chirutei, Ve'amlich Malchutei, B'chayachon, Nu'vyomechon, Nu'vchaye, V'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala, Uvizman, Kari, V'imru. Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam Omei Almaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitalev V'yitalal Shmei D'Kudusha B'richu Le'elam Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushbachata V'nechemata Da'amiran Ve'alma V'imru. Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabbah Min Shemaya V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav. Huya aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn. Comfort to all the bereaved among us here and everywhere. As together we say,
Amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mramav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
I'd like to invite Sadie to come back up on the bima with us here, along with her brother and sister, or say Matilda, along with Sadie and Milo. I'm sorry, Matilda. So, as she uses this Kiddush cup for the first time, it's a gift for this day that she'll have for her life. I have confidence that, one day under a chuppah it will be used as well, and Rabbi will say blessings in with her. And so we give thanks for the sweetness of this day as we join with Cantor.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen. L'chaim.
It's grape juice, don't worry. I mean, who would be worried? And so we have a challah, Sadie and Milo, if you'll hold that challah there. And Sadie and Milo, I know you know the prayer. You can join us. You can lead us in it with a hamotzi. Ready?
Ready?
Go for it.
Hamotzi
Motzi
lechem
lechem
min haaretz.
We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam,
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen. You guys take a little bite of that? You can bring that down to your mom and dad. That's your Bubbles challah, just for the mountains, to enjoy. And everyone, there's to-go negs for you to enjoy, thanks to our bat mitzvah family, for us to take and enjoy with us. And if you want to eat them, just take it. It's a beautiful day. You can take it outside and have a nash and visit with people out there as well. We give thanks for joy in our lives, for moments such as this. Say, Adonai ozeh moitain, Adonai varechet amo v'shalom. May God give strength to all people. Bless all of us here and everywhere with peace. Good Shabbos, everyone.
Good Shabbos.
Mazel tov.
Simen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simen tov, mazel tov, simen tov, yehelanu. One more time. Simen tov, mazel tov, simen tov, mazel tov, simen tov, mazel tov, simen tov, yehelanu.
There's not youth group stuff today, is there? There's not youth group stuff today, is there?
No. But Abby Sampson asked the questions about tomorrow night.
Food-wise? Oh, what are we doing for dinner?
Chinese